Hi, I'm Chris Adams. Welcome to Guitar in Perfect Fourths Tuning number 31, Diatonic Triads, which would be all triads in a key. So this is kind of an introduction to triads in a key and one of the ways that you can find them. By the end of this lesson, you'll learn to play diatonic triads on one string set in the major scale in the first inversion. And hopefully like some of the features of that. So in the description, there's links to some PDFs and other kind of cool stuff. So to play a major scale or Aeolian mode, minor scale, or any of the modes, really, you just need 3 chord shapes. The augmented triad that I've discussed in other videos is more kind of like a future thing, if future was like the 19th century. But anyway, so we have the major triad, minor triad, and diminished triad, and there's only one diminished triad, and the others are majors and minors. And there's a couple of like cool, like kind of hacks for how they fit together. So it's the same chords in the same order with a different starting point that make your major chords, major scale or minor scale, or any of the modes. So you can learn them once and use them everywhere. So in the order of the triads of the major key, so this is kind of all of them, the whole major key, but we'll go through them first. The major, so we'll keep it in C. So start on the 8th fret, whoops. Then the 2 chord is the minor chord, and we're going to go to D. And then the 3 chord is a minor chord, we're going to start on E. On the 12th fret, 12, 10, 10, 10, 9. And then the 4 chord is the F chord, that's a major chord. And then we're going to go to the G, which is a major chord. And we're going to go to the A, which is a minor chord. And we're going to go to the B, which is diminished chord. And we're going to go back to the major, which is a major chord. Okay, so there's it going all the way up the neck. So something that's kind of interesting to know is that if you look at the pattern of the major minor, and we'll go back over this in a second, you see that there's a major on the 1, a major on the 4, and a major on the 5, and a major on the 2, 3, and 6. But as you'll see, if we go to and then diminished is kind of by itself. It's either the one right before the root, the 7th, and major, and it's on the 2nd step of the minor. So all these, I see why these sound confusing, because it's kind of gobbledygook until you get your head around it. So, but look at this. In a major key, you have 1, 4, and 5 as a major sound. So 1, and then to make it visually easier, instead of going up, I'm going to go over. So 1, 4, 5, 4. Louie, right? So same shape with this relationship for 1, 4, 5, 4, 1. And then the diminished, which we'll do this again, but in a different way. Whoops, I went the wrong way. To go in, and the major key, we have these other chords that are minor. So we do the 2, the 3, and the 6 are minor. But if you flip that around and make that a minor key, look what happens. So see, the purple is major, and we're going to play the minor when we go to the minor, which is down here at the 5th fret. We're in A minor. Then the relationship is a minor. So that's minor. So we're kind of like 1, 4, and 5 of the minor, right? So 6, 2, 3, 2, 6 of the major is also 1, 4, 5 of the minor. And we go to the major. So kind of cool. So I'm going to back up to where we start talking about the major. So the first stop in the major is we think about, we're doing all white note stuff here, nothing fancy. So C, E, G on the piano. As we go up, we're going to do the minor. It's a little bit too shiny. Here we go. C, E, G, and then we're minor. Minor on D, minor on E, major on F. And then I'll shift down here for the major on G. Whoops. Whoops. There we go, on G. A, minor, and B, diminish. Back to C. Okay, so the first one, I'm trying to do everything at once here. Whoops. Let's do that. Never mind. So here we go. So on the guitar, we have the major triad in root position on the piano. On the piano, a smoother way to do this, but all right. So then we go to the minor. So on the piano, we just move our fingers up one key, right? So guitar is a little bit harder, I guess. Whoops. So we have major. Now we're going to go up to the D minor triad. In this case, I'm showing it on the 10th, 8th, and 7th. And we're going to go up again. Slide up in parallel. It's not good voice lead or anything, but it makes it easier to understand. So it's the same shape from the D, which is a 2, 3/4 minor, and on piano again. So we start with the 1 chord on the piano, C major, and we move up 1 key to D. It's minor. Move up 1 key to E, also minor, and then we're back on major here for the F. And on guitar, does the same thing. So that's our 1, our 2, minor, 3 minor, 4 major. And for the 5 chord, which is the G, that's also major. And on piano, we're switching back down to G major. So I only have 2 octaves altogether, and my E key is broken down here. And the next one, we're going to go up 1 set of notes, and we're back to a minor chord. So we're backing up 1 step here, major on the F, major on the G, and minor on the A. Now we're going to go to the what did I do? Yeah, sorry, minor on the A. Okay, so we played, I guess I got ahead of myself there, but the A on the piano is A, C, E, and on guitar you play A, C, E on the guitar. Over here, on the, get used to that, 17th fret, 15th fret, 14th fret, minor triad, and lastly, diminished, so we're over here, 2 minor thirds stacked together, and then before we go back to the root. And on piano, the diminished is between the B, it would be D, F, and we're back to C, major. So that's a way, and I went over this before, but now maybe it'll be a little bit, kind of make a little bit more sense. So we have the major triads in the major key, which is 1, 4, 5, 4, 1. And then the minor chords here are this. So, oops. Flip it and put the 6 on the bottom. The major's here, like I went over earlier. So 8th fret here, 8th fret on the A string, 10th fret on the A string, 10th fret on the A string. Those are all the purple major chords. I made them purple just because of whatever. And now to go to the relative major, so we're in the A minor, and then we're going to play D minor, whoops, and then E minor. The root motion is the same. So that's kind of a cool feature, and the diminished chord kind of switches between the two parts harmonically. Anyway, hopefully that clarified some things for people. Here's my books, Guitar in Fourth Gear, which is a way to transition from caged bass tuning into perfect fourths tuning. And secondly, we have the triad studies for perfect fourths guitar. And later we can go to my website where I have all kinds of stuff. I have books on. I recently made some books on stereograms. I'm really into stereograms, so I made 3 books with different types of stereograms in them. So for those of us that can see, my family says they can't see them, but I can, so I made the books. So I have those. There's PDFs. There's all kinds of cool stuff. Hope to see you there. Hope you're having a wonderful day and continue to have one. Take care.